Good evening, good evening. This is Primetime with Independent Digger. Boy, listen, it's been a roller coaster ride over the last 9 months. I've been missing in action. I know majority of the persons have heard I was involved in an accident. A lady knocked me sitting on the motorbike, waiting for traffic to move, and she mistakenly came out of the corner and hit my foot while I was holding the bike, waiting for traffic to move, and break my leg in two different places. I was in the hospital, had an operation, a surgery on Thanksgiving Day last year. But thank the Lord, I'm here. I'm back. I'm ready. Listen, we're going to run this train until election is over. We have plenty grounds to cover, plenty information, plenty information, plenty things has happened over the last 9 months. And listen, I miss you. I miss all those listeners. I want to say thank you to those persons who encouraged me to come back. People been calling the station, calling me personally, asking me what happened when I'm coming back, and I'm back. I'm here. Not only that, I'm starting off the show tonight with my good friend, and a marketing guru who I usually have on the show, who always comes and give an insight and have a different view than mine. Usually, he's in the studio with me tonight. My good friend Dario Tirelli. We're gonna open up the show. Talking about some of the things that happened to me while I was with the health system, the medical system in this country. Boy, listen, I had a rough ride. I must tell you. I must begin telling the truth. But before I begin the show, I want to start with a moment of silence for a good friend of mine, Rodney Munker. He passed during the time I was off the air, and I had spoken to him like about 3 or 4 days before he died. I went to see him in reference to I was doing something for him, and I went to see him, and as a result, I spoke to him face to face, made him chat for a while, and then I left. And it was shocking that a few days later I heard that he had passed that one night. And I just want to say a moment of silence from the station and from me, personally, and from Primetime, and from my friends, from the breakfast crew, Oswald Greenslade, Dan, and all the crew, Barnett, Roll, Bishop Menace, and everyone who has abused Rodney over the years, Sutherland, and everyone, Dario Tirelli, all of the guys who's been in the breakfast crew, Mr. Moss, and all those who, Brennan, and all those, I would say, I want to do a moment of silence for Mr. Rodney Munker. It's the first time I have an opportunity to speak as a result of what happened on him. So we're back live at the 11:07. This is Prime Time with Independent. My name is Marlon Owen Johnson. And studio with me tonight is Mr. Dario Tirelli. Mr. Tirelli, why I had a roller coaster ride, I can tell you, what I went through in the last 9 months. Boy, I don't want no behemoth go through that. I get knocked down, my leg was broken in 2 different sections. The ambulance was called, the ambulance came. The ambulance came with a stretcher that couldn't open up, where they had to lift it out they couldn't lift it out of the ambulance, they had to keep it in the ambulance. So I had to get pick up the ground and carry in someone's arm to the ambulance. Because the stretcher couldn't come out.
Why? This is one of the new ambulance?
No, this isn't a new ambulance. This is one of the old ambulances that was left by the former administration. And they couldn't take the bed out. The bed couldn't come out. Whatever you call that stretcher thing.
Yeah.
Couldn't come out. So I had to get towed to the ambulance, carry through the side door of the ambulance, and rest on the bed. Now, while in the ambulance, I couldn't get, they didn't have I don't know what's wrong with the bed, but it didn't have no belt. So I had to lay and hold on to the brace, onto the shelves and some cupboards and things. I had to hold my foot breaking. My foot breaking 2 sections. And, the ambulance, the ambulance job is to try and get you to the hospital quick. And I really appreciate it. And my brother came to the scene. He was right near in Yellow Well. I got knocked down right by the sports center. And my brother was right in Yellow Well. And I'm doing something. When he got a call, he came straight there. He's the one who take me up off the ground and carry me in the ambulance. And he driving me in the ambulance. And this wild ambulance, the ambulance in the middle of traffic, heading to the hospital speeding, so they do plenty zigzagging. So I rolling from one side of the bed to the next. I never, boy, listen, that's the way experience. You know when your foot break?
You see,
I
and pleasant good
Well,
evening,
listen.
Bahamas, and good to see you again, Marlon. We still having breakfast in the morning from you now can walk
yeah.
by yourself, big support.
Right.
And listen, we still in third world mood, This is a third world country managed by third world politicians, right? We can't solve the simplest problems to give people, and this is, it's good to talk this because Wendell Jones, the ambassador Wendell Jones, the misery index, every time we talk about
Yeah, he's
that, I
always
used to
talking
come
it.
and try to get a copy of that.
Yeah.
The misery index is high, especially for people who's trying their best in a very expensive country to live, right? We can solve this. I get a good friend of mine, brother, who comes in to and engage me in the mornings in McDonald's on why I hitting out at the politicians. Because it's easy to solve. We have 300, 400, 3,000 persons in the Commonwealth of Bahamas. About 3/4 live in this island. Small population. I work for a company, I have a consultancy contract for a company where they get over 100,000 employees around the world. So this ain't nothing new on mass management of people. This is, and every time I come on the show, every show I go on, is lazy, lousy, and corrupt politicians. We elect them every 5 years. There's no reason we gotta be living like this. The healthcare system stinks, right? You know what mom and them gotta deal with at the hospital?
Mr. Reddy, you so right.
The insurance is so high.
Listen to me, Mr. Reddy. And I tell you this, and I lay down in the bed in the hospital and I cried, right? Tears go my eye because I couldn't understand. I mean, why is it so hard, right, to do some simple things, right? All right, my daughter didn't pay for me to go in the private ward. You're unable to go in the private ward until a day or two before your surgery.
Yes.
Right? So I had to stay in the private ward and the public ward for about 11 days, right? While I was there, a friend of mine was in the same ward I ended up on. Male surgical, I think I ended up on.
Yes.
Or male orthopedic or something, one of them. And while I was there, he was in there and he came in there for a damage his leg. He ended up catching flesh-eating bacteria. which resulted into me not want to eat.
Yes.
Because I don't want to use the bathroom. Because I don't want to come in there for a break leg and end up with a flesh-eating bacteria.
Yes.
So I refused to eat in the hospital, right? They giving you pills every 2 hours or 4 hours. So I had to eat like a spoonful every day, one spoonful every day, just for the pills. I lose about 70 pounds. I lose about 70 pounds in 11 days.
Wow.
Right? I was in hospital for 15 days. I had an operation on the on the 11th day. The waste time. I lay down in the bed. I never remember that. I never forget this. My bed is under the air conditioner. They don't cut the air conditioner off, and I understand that keep the temperature.
Yes.
Right? They'll bring you a pail of water to clean up yourself in the morning, every morning. Cold water. You under the air conditioner. I thought I had a rough ride. I felt worse than a dog.
You and I talked about this before. Do you understand, and this is where freedom of information comes in, do you understand the contract agreement with the Physician Alliance and the hospital?
I get into that, man. I get into that. Listen to me. I get into that. See? I get into that. I just want to say this. And I did everything possible. I begged my doctor. I asked him, please get me in the private ward, right? And I pay for my operation. Yeah. I am not dependent on the government to do my surgery. I'm paying for my operation. But because it's an agreement by the former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram,
yes,
and the Free National Movement cabinet, who agree to lease or how they rent or how they do this thing with the Swindle Alliance, the Physicians Alliance. You know, they control the private ward.
Yes.
Right? They control the private ward. So however they want it to be run is how they run it.
Yes.
Well, plenty of doctors brag that they made millions of dollars from this agreement.
Yes.
But Bahamians, middle class Bahamians, and persons who are not rich, it's still being. I mean, listen,
Suffering.
I couldn't believe this, man.
And Ben is trying to figure, but this came. I think this came under proper leadership.
But this is part of the Physicians Alliance.
I know, but that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. This was
No, I said Hubert Alexander Ingram.
Yeah.
This agreement was under Hubert Alexander Ingram
Yes.
and the F&M cabinet.
Yes.
Which Nola now, which my understanding, I could be wrong, that the agreement is now expired, and it appears that this minister of health ain't doing nothing about it. But based on my understanding, and some investigation I did, that the agreement is expired, and this administration under the Minister of Health, Dr. Michael Dowell, it appears that he trying to take hospital back, the physician alliance section. You know, I did my operation, my leg operation had to be due inside I had to get my surgery inside the eye wing. So I had to do my leg operation in the eye wing.
Yes.
But I didn't mind, because I want my leg fixed.
Yes.
And because the 11 day span, the bottom part where my leg broke, done joined back. So my leg have a twist. Have a small twist. If I stand up, you put two legs together, you'll see one turn to the left. Right? So I didn't mind it. I didn't care that I was out. So I didn't know that they could break it and then break it. But they didn't break it, I didn't mind. I just want to walk. I just want to get to the hospital. And I appreciate that. And I want to thank the nurses and the doctors that saved me and break through my leg and do my operation, my surgery. Dr. What his name is now? What's his name? I don't forget his name, but like once I start talking. He seems to be a Barbadian or Trinidad or something. He's a good guy. He did, but this done what? What is this now? August. I had my operation November 27th, Thanksgiving Day. And to this day, I ain't get my report yet.
Why not?
I'm begging them for my report, right? I need my report to carry to the insurance company.
Yes.
The insurance company is waiting on the report. And this is August, right?
Third world country, my brother. Third world country.
The reason I call this the doctor name is it'll identify which hospital, we call it, clinic, he worked with.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't want it to go down that road, but right? But this is August.
Yeah,
I had surgery on my leg Thanksgiving last year.
Well,
November.
Alright, so
I don't begging them. I paid for my operation.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, right? I paid for my operation. This ain't free. This ain't on the taxpayers. And I can't get my report. Could you imagine people who ain't got money to pay for the operation?
Mama
Right?
them deal with my brother.
But hey, I can't
My
believe
uncle
it.
came from Andros. And listen, he cried in the hospital. I don't want to die in here. Now this is man who this is the first time he been asked for while to see the doctor. He died in the car with me listening to Rodney Munker. He cried and me. And his son came to Nassau sick. And he said the same thing. Listen, just walking up the stairs go to the hospital is a nightmare experience just to go see
Remember I tell you this,
and smell the location.
Listen to me.
Third world country.
We in a state in this country with the healthcare system, we need international people who's investigate from the World Trade Organization to come here. What I going through and with the health, this little incident I had, and my mother ain't no priority or no big,
Yeah.
but my leg and I'm joining back, cost me get a crooked leg.
Why 11 days later?
Yeah, because other operations. I mean, he said one of those systems that two of the theaters was done.
2 years
Right.
ago.
The FNM spent over $80 million on a new or $80 million.
The new wing.
The new wing. And they don't get the theaters down and all kind of two were down one time. I said my operation, based on my understanding, had a car and an I wing where they do eye surgery.
Yes.
I didn't mind because
Get out.
I don't get a cast of my foot. I want them straight cast, right?
Yeah.
So my foot, you guys spin my whole body. I can't bend my knee or nothing, so I didn't care, right? The top part of my foot was break, didn't join back, so they had to put plate, steel plate, up top.
Yeah.
But the bottom, then join back, so they leave it, right? Boy, listen, really,
This
in
what people
Jesus'
dealing
name, I
with
don't
in
want
this country.
Bahamians. No more Bahamians after my operation. I pray that they don't have to go through that. Right? So people who
Every day.
can't afford,
Every day.
I
my brother.
can't imagine.
Every
right?
day.
I can't imagine.
This place under-equipped. All over. Too expensive to live. Listen, our kids don't want to come back to this country. My 14-year-old can't wait to get 18 to get out here. My 18-year-old can't wait next year to get out of this country. This is ridiculous. We work hard all our life to spend our old age with our kids. They don't be here. You know why? They're being exposed with TikTok. You could go to 3 hours of TikTok easily and see the exposure stuff what's happening around the world. Listen, they trying to figure why we kick them out every 5 years. Ministers need to care his age and stay out. He's part and parcel of the problem.
The minister, the former prime minister,
All of them
the former prime minister, the Hubert Alexander minister.
who,
I mean, listen, he
who have this country
listen,
as
he
it
just
is in the
wasted
last
time.
25
See,
years.
I had supported him only based on how the people who he give an opportunity to,
Yes.
how they treat him.
Yeah.
I really felt that. But when you talk about the political damage that was done or was not done when he was in power, he's a total waste of time. And all those cabinet ministers who's with him,
Yes.
all of them, none of it say, see, they trying to throw the blame on minister, oh, he's the fault, he's the fault. No. They sit in cabinet without 100% approval, nothing can do.
Listen.
You go to the bottom of the list. Always remember that. Every issue that don't get 100% support in the cabinet goes to the bottom of the issue and come back up again.
This election, I posted this sometime last year and I got wailed. Somebody died prominent, right? Dying politically, right? And I post this. I go on a text this day before yesterday and I didn't send it. It was in draft in our Breakfast Club chat for the longest. This election and debt is going to help drive and eliminate those who don't need to be making any decision, not only the frontline politicians, those who are the puppet masters behind the scene. Debt, some of them reaching an age now, they could die. At some point in time, they could die. Election next year. So hopefully debt or loss, whoever wins, this election will wipe out some politicians who've been in the system.
Yeah.
And they're puppet
It's
masters.
the last election, man.
They're
It's been
puppet
the last
masters.
election.
I see the puppet masters would get this country like...
They got the country stagnant.
Yeah.
Mr. Tirelli, let me give you an example. When I saw, I mean, switch to the politics now. I just gonna talk about my situation, but boy, listen. Some of the things happened in this country in the last 9 months. But when I saw the list that came over the Free National Movement, 18 or 17 new candidates,
Yes.
I said, the PLP had to pick that for them. No, you laughing.
Why you say
The
that?
PLP party had to pick that for them candidates. Because in the world, if you really serious but building the Bahamas and involving the young people and trying to get some new ideas, you ain't gonna bring back Marvin Davis, man. You gotta be totally living someplace else, in Utopia or something. You ain't gonna bring back Michael Folks. Man, you can't be serious. You bring
The party
listen,
supporters.
half of them have a deep bench. Half of them have a very deep bench.
Yeah.
They gotta be joking if they ain't serious. They just hoping that the baby people go to the poll and just vote there for them and just be just go to the poll and vote there for them so they be voting against the PLP. You gotta be, because you can't be serious. The senator that were appointed by Dr. Minnis before they had a convention, they are still in the Senate. I would think, say, if you as a new leader with new ideas, you're bench deep, and you to bring new, fresh people. You know what people, generations of families, right? don't even have an opportunity to allow their family member. Not everybody gonna be in the Senate, everybody gonna be know something. But allow one of their family members, because they're brilliant, they have bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, and don't have a chance to be a part of the governance and decision making in the country. Because the same set of families, right? Because their daddy was deputy prime minister, or their daddy was an MP, their daddy was a government minister. They stay time now, they children time.
Yeah.
I mean, the same set of, and listen, I mean, so the baby was luck so bad, right? These are I would say ignorant, right? But these people, I mean, the decisions they make. And they go along with and listen, all this crime happened in this country.
Yeah.
Right? This would have been a prime time for the government beating this opposition. See, people say, oh, you beating the opposition and the government. No, listen. The government is only as good as the opposition. People don't realize that that's very serious. Because see, if you have a lazy, worthless, dumb, ignorant opposition, the government can afford to relax and oh my God, because the opposition, they know the opposition, they lost. Now, you ask them right now. When last day the Public Account Committee? Who's the chairman of the Public Account Committee? The leader of the opposition protected by the Constitution. You know, some evidence to me yesterday. John said, you can't say that the government ain't getting the opposition. Listen to what they say now. Say the government ain't getting the opposition getting the information. You say, you had a cop out that? So all you do is file to the Supreme Court, get a certiorari mandamus prohibit or an injunction, and force the government by the court, through the court will force the government because the Constitution.
As simple as that.
Listen, they don't want bro. They don't have no plan for the country. You know? They don't have no plan for the country. If you don't have no plan for the country, you will operate and function like you lost. You know, it appears that the freelancer movement didn't plan to win the last election. It appears that how they run the country, they lost someone handing the country, didn't prepare.
I believe I think there was so much in the turmoil with their leadership, not just ministers, but collectively the leadership was in turmoil. You gotta understand that there was two major disasters, but that's when leaders shine,
right?
And that's when weak people get eliminated, and the forefront comes the strongest. Survival of the fittest, you know. We don't practice, human beings don't practice that no more, like what nature gives us, you know, survival of the fittest. That's why the stronger men, the more women with talent who could bake the best bread and do the best crab and grits and all that, they're supposed to survive. The man who can work harder, the man who becomes brilliant, not by education, because we get fooled by education, but the man who's intelligent, who go out there and learn different skills. That's who's supposed to be in charge. We keep voting for a bunch of clowns for the last 35 to 40 years, like you say, because their family so-and-so, their daddy contribute to the party, they got scholarship in both parties. A lot of people went to school on scholarship. Once you support the party, your kids get a scholarship. So we're not practicing what the animal kingdom have been practicing from time immemorial. And see, you and I, entrepreneurs, we push. We come up with ideas. We go and we hustle. We lose all our money trying the next best idea.
You were so right.
So you give these politicians. Somebody said on a talk show today, how you could get inside of where you come from a $225,000 home. In 5 years' time, you buying or building a $1 million mansion. The match doing that, right? They said they're getting a salary every year, every month, however they get paid. And they live comfortably on us. We expose them. And after 5 years, we get the same results of failure.
I give you two before we go to the break. Take our first commercial break. Before we go to the break, I give you two. You had a history will show that you had a candidate in one of the elections who declared $14 on the bank book. $14. And he never, when they win the election and he win a seat, he never was a full cabinet minister, he's only a parliamentary secretary.
Yes.
He declared $14. After 5 years, he was building a $5 million house. Right. See ya? Again, next one.
Yeah.
We had a information table in House Assembly. Right? Went on the hand side, where a prisoner who was in jail, when the Free National Movement was in power, he was in jail. And he was written prison for every day of the week. He moved from temporary to PPP, permanent pensionable, while he jailed him. He got promoted, he get raised, he get all, and we just act like, I'll give you the minister who read it. The minister at the time was Dawson. He read it, that it happened when the FNM was in power. This person was given all his promotion and present while in jail doing time, getting paid every month.
Yeah.
You know, and we just laugh, right? Like we just laugh like that's a joke. But it ain't a joke. It's not. I think we got to have some things change in this country.
Lazy, lousy, and corrupt.
I think
why you showing on your hot bread tonight, man?
Huh?
Why you showing hot bread?
I'll let you know right after the break when we come back. I'll let you know why I made a red hat and a red shirt after our first commercial break. This is Primetime Independent. My name is Marlon Owen Johnson, aka Independent. In studio with me tonight, Mr. Dario Tirelli. Listen, I was saying good evening before I get back into the conversation. I was saying good evening to Dr. Kevin Moss, but he's a pulmonary. So, gentlemen, ladies who listening to the show, if you having a breathing problem, a sleeping apnea problem, or some kind of problem with your breathing, airflow and stuff like that, listen. Give Kevin Moss a call. Google Kevin Moss. You have a clinic. You have a clinic there off Zeta Street in the Palmdale area there. Right up, corner opposite Sandy's, I think, or John's. Sandy's or John's. So that's that corner right through. You see a pretty the building named Kiva House or Kiva House. Now he asked me for this. He didn't ask me to advertise him. So no doctors, I don't want no other doctors calling, complaining, saying that you ain't supposed to advertise. Listen, I don't know, because I attend his clinic and I get great service. I feel 10 times better from when I went there. Dr. Kevin Moss, a great human. He's 7 Adventist. He don't eat meat, so he live healthy and he give you the best possible advice. Other than what you ain't come there for. Anything you see wrong, he give you advice and try to help you to correct, so that you can live longer, even if it's a day longer on the side. So good evening to the present Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Philip Brave Davis. Say good evening to you, sir. Salute you. Keep up the good work. Say good evening to the present opposition leader, Michael C. Pintard. Listen, I tell you now, I back on the radio. This is August 6th, 6 or 7.
You can invite them all on the
I
show.
am inviting the present opposition leader from the night. And we will do a countdown until he arrives to the show. We'll do a countdown that if he don't show, that we let the baby know. But we need to get him on because he want to be the prime minister. He want to be the chief to run this country. We need to get him in the chair as much time as possible to put some questions to him, get some answers, get some ideas, and understand the way he's thinking, what he's thinking about. Because he could be the new leader of this country. The election go in the manner that they want in the free national movement. Say good evening to all those persons who send me good wishes and well wishes and encourage me to come back on the radio. All those persons are my avid listeners who listen to me over the years. The 85-year-old, the husband and wife, all this, and every single person who looked for me to find out what I was doing when I coming back, every of the lady of Lincoln Boulevard, everybody who called, talked to me, who see me, who wish me well, who prayed for me. Listen, I had that plenty prayers for what I gone through. I just hope persons who in this country could be exempted from what I went through. I tell you why my bed was under the air conditioning. And they bring you a little pail with water, with a towel to clean up yourself while the air conditioning bursting wide open to the lowest temperature. And I got a cold water. And I was on the ward where a good friend of mine was in there, and the wrongest thing he do is tell me what happened to him when he reached it. He ended up with flesh-eating bacteria, and he had to get 2 operations. He had to get one to kill the flesh-eating bacteria, then he had to get an operation what he coming there for. And if anyone will know which ward I was in the ward where the Free National Movement had a former senator who was in that same ward who going to try to jump through and kill himself. That's the ward I was in. A former F&M senator, Free National Movement senator, was in that same. I can't tell you all that, man.
You learn a lot in this hospital.
But listen, I was under plenty stress. Listen, really, I don't want you, please don't get injured. Don't go to Princess Bank Hospital, please.
I tried my best to eat healthy. I cut down a lot of physical activity just in case. Because I could feel the age coming on me now. And just because of the same hospital. Now, this is something I need to find out. See, this is why Freedom of Information is at. You know, in the shipping business. So, container, 40 foot, 20 foot, 30 foot, 45 feet containers always in my dreams. I wake up, because I got to fill the people container from all over the world to come into the Bahamas. In a conversation talking about containers, somebody asked me to find out the information on the containers they still using for the morgue. I want to find out if they are leasing these containers by the day. Because when you take my container and you stay over the free 5 days, you got to pay me $50 a day container. Now, I know before COVID, after COVID, they were putting the dead bodies in the container. Now, this person who engaged me tell me they still have a lot of bodies, they still use it because they have no space in the morgue. It's overcrowded. I want to find out if we are leasing the containers per day or somebody got a sweet juicy contract to provide the containers and the government leasing that. Then we have plenty.
But it's the same thing was happening on Policy Dog by the fruit by the exchange.
Yeah.
Because during the COVID time, everything was shut down, and the people were still paying for the containers while they have lots of power.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand why we still rent containers. Where do I produce that shit?
You,
I saw them on there.
I tell you, the Golden Yoke program came to my company. It came in, I think, last year, September. You know how much money they had to pay us for the merch and storage? And then pay APD in March. That's when they took the containers off the dock. From last year, September, the Golden Yoke, biggest scam again. See, these government keep, the treasury keep getting broke of corruption. Giving people sweet, juicy contract that have no experience, right? There's no problem with consultancy. I can understand that, or giving contract to suitable qualified person. And that's what was happening with the Golden Yoke.
I think many persons.
But I need to find out. Because now I'm going to go to the hospital yard looking for containers. I know they ain't my container because there's nothing on my book say that they're leasing containers from my company.
But you know, I'll tell you this:
$50 a day that you charge.
If your information that you send to plenty bodies that the morgue is still overcrowded, that means that the Bahamian people has lost their love and care for their relatives. Because unless all of them is foreigners.
No, they people in and out.
No, you say the morgue is full, you know.
Yes.
The morgue, you know, is out.
If the morgue is full and people
we have
dying
an
every day,
we have an insufficient funerals.
Yeah, first and first out, right? So if the morgue don't have enough space,
we're not keeping up with the cemetery. What it is? Why are the morgues staying full? People are not collecting their relatives.
The morgue might have inadequate space. I just want to know.
No, but I went in the morgue at one time, right? When I was working, right? When I said that nigga the way I was working. So we had to go.
Compromise.
I had him in the morgue, right?
Yeah.
And I read the thing. I gotta say what I gonna do.
You just went in the morgue.
No, I went in the morgue. And a guy who had committed suicide, right? I read the gets up, right? And the guy, he hand reflects of a dog you might make over.
No, see, these the things that inquiring minds want to know. Because see, it still baffles me how much money we spend out on leasing buildings, government buildings. So it can't be another.
But you know what? That baffles me, Mr. Ryder. You so listen. That's so timely, right?
Yeah.
I said to myself, we have a whole ministry works, right?
Yes.
You go down there, playing them, not all the time, playing them there in the back, you playing domino, right? In the back, you ministry works in the back, right? And you get plumbers, you get electricians, you get all them, right?
Everybody.
So why successive governments continuously rent buildings?
Somebody getting a sweet juicy kickback from the rent. They broke down Clarence, they being building the rent dump and
You just say these things so carelessly, right?
You know why?
Listen.
It's visible. If you walk like a duck, you talk like a quack like a duck, you're a duck.
Listen to me, man. Listen to me. You know, to this day, I understand some things would happen, right? Through successive. I still didn't get the proper understanding of the $56 million, right? That was given to a Bahamian woman from Live Key, right? $56 million.
On the food program.
Right. To buy cornflake for black people, right? Oh, they don't come. Listen to me. You know, you laughing, man. Listen, I got a sound when I can play next week. From the former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Dr. Hubert Alexander Menace. I can play this next week, right? I can play the sound by next week. Where he said that him and the Free National Movement cabinet ministers use 1.5 or 1.3 or 1.2 exact. I play it next week so you can hear the exact amount. Billion, not million. I don't want to be billions of dollars, $1 billion, right? Given out to help business in this country. And I asked the question, I said, man, I'm Marlon Owen Johnson now, 5 different businesses, right? And they picked me, one of them, they helped me pay my staff during the COVID out of $1.5 billion.
You just won't be a red shirt now?
No, I picked this up when I was Russian.
You gotta laugh because this is a jokey country with jokey leaders. This is the problem here. And it's so unfortunate that we get so caught up with party that we can't see the clarity of
boy, you be plenty clarity when you see this show. Listen, man, you should be getting oiled up by next week. I should be next week Thursday, 7:30. I'm ready. Trust me, because boy, the Bahamian people.
Now the beauty of your show always is you bring information. You build message.
Yeah,
I must give it. So
yeah.
but see, we get a whole year before election.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So I believe the rallies, and it's still early, you know. I was told by some serious campaign managers over the years that it only takes 3 months to win an election. And so nobody's going to have no big rally now because every candidate have to be announced. I think this party is in government. They said there's 5 or 6 might not run no more. Some names already been thrown out. And so they can't have their mass rally until they bring their slate. The FNM is trying to finalize their slate. And so,
but FNM had a
no, that was the introduction of some of the candidates.
No, I know, but they had a mass rally there on Market Street. You know that?
No, that wasn't a rally.
What
that was introduction of some of the candidates.
On Market Street?
Yeah, the first set of candidates. So when they lay out their,
That's a mass rally. That's a mass rally. No man even plenty was in there.
When this was?
When the FNM the thing on Market Street.
That was
announced as a mass rally they having.
All right.
Now plenty people didn't come. I don't know why. Maybe the people say, man, me ain't want to know FNM rally be going to go to FNM. I don't know if that's the reason, but ain't nobody come.
It rained and I couldn't walk away. I couldn't walk with the bed.
What rain? Rain is considered on the island a blessing. It's all right.
So
it's considered a blessing.
The campaign, the mass rallies on Aaron Bailey Park in Montague and
Montague and Fort.
And the Fort, no, will start probably within the next 6 months. Within 6 months.
Yeah. So we New Year, around February, around March,
It's a person like you and I who look at things critically, right, to bring forward information on how people need to vote, right? I already made up my mind 3 elections ago I'm going to vote. My first vote, see, sometimes we try to be too intellectual. right? We trying to figure it out too much. Just like I give my woman a chance. She come home late one night, hickey on her neck and all that.
Hickey you?
And I give her a chance. I give her a chance, and you know something? She must have made a mistake. She can be nice because I love the crab and right, she's cooking all that. And give her an opportunity. And I started to look at life. Why I hide my head about voting. I like most Bahamians. We voting what we perceive as is failure, you know. It's perception. Perception comes from not having the right information, having a jaundiced eye towards persons who we need to look at.
Have a limited of
And then the process of elimination, right? So I already made up my mind how I vote, you know. First, I go into the process of elimination. Why there's not a national lottery in place. Why Crown Land is given to foreigners as easy as possible. And I, Dario Tirelli, applied before, they can't even find my application. All because my name.
You gotta rule, listen to me. Challenge the system.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
Me and you be sitting on this radio all over, right? I challenge the system. No, I challenge it. I put in my paper, right? I put in 2 paper. And I end up getting the ground land. I mean, they ain't give me what I was trying to get. They ain't give me half of what I was trying to get.
You got
But I
ground
get 2 ground land. I get them. So you challenge the system, put it to test.
So
let them deny you while they gain, while successful government being gain foreigners.
So
ground
let's
land.
continue.
So you challenge the system.
all right, so let's continue.
This administration, I tell you, this administration accrue persons on Awaki, put in for ground land, right? Because he's working where any minute they can move you. But I might tell you what happened to me on Awaki when the Free National was in power. I received 4 letters from then the ministry that the former minister Frankie Campbell is running, right? Where I must move off from the government dog. I used to be him, you know. I ain't the Bahamas, you know.
You stages before.
Listen, my name is Marlon Owenson, a.k.a. Bahamas. I ain't got no place else to go. They tell me I must move, they can bring my letters and put them on Facebook and put them up, right? I must come off from the government dog. Who? You don't tell foreigners that, you don't tell me that.
Well,
I was doing this, they're just going to block me.
Well, you know
when the former Prime Minister went on,
friend,
you will
right?
Alexander Minutes, hold on. When the former Prime Minister went on, you will Alexander Minutes, maybe catch me what was happening.
Yeah.
It was stopped, right? I think with some assistance from Rand Rebels,
Yeah.
right? But I was given a letter, right? To vacate, right? In the Bahamas.
Yeah.
A Bahamian from South Islanders who got 5 business, got people employed and trying to do my thing in my country where I live.
Try to be honest.
Listen to me. And they was given a letter to move. But I think when the former Prime Minister, I don't have this confirm that he's the one to do it, but I know Rand Rebels is making many noise. And I think when he go to him, the campaign changed. So what the PLB did, I think they heard about my issue because my lawyer at the time was fired to go to the Supreme Court, against the Supreme Court and everything. We never reached the court because it was corrected. But my lawyer was being Roosevelt Monroe, right? And he's ready to file an injunction to the Supreme Court for me.
Yeah.
And my company, my businesses, right?
They were giving everybody. They gave everybody letters.
No, they give. I can't tell you. I know I get letters.
Yeah.
I got 4 different letters, right? Right? But it's trying to intimidate me and get me from where I was working and all kind of thing, right? So what the PLB did, all the people.
Well, the Frankie friend wanted us money.
I don't know. I can't say that. I wouldn't even say that. But I'll tell you this. Every single person who applied, 99% of them get it. I couldn't believe it. And it happened last year May. By last year May, let's say no election thing, because wait till the end of this year or next year he does. From last year May, you had to pay. I mean, it happened before last year May.
So
I applaud the government.
What you pay it for?
I had to pay for the property. You had to pay the lease.
The lease the property.
Yeah, but then they give you a 5-year lease.
Right.
But they give you a lease where you have some right to, while you invest your money, that they can't just come and move you right away and run you. Like how the FNM was sending me letters that I must vacate and move my barge off from the dock. I couldn't believe it. That's why you do this to me. No, I can't say that. I know why you got.
I can say it.
Hey, man.
I ain't gonna look at the Frankie friend. I saw them having lunch
No,
before.
you can't do it, Dario.
Yeah. All right,
you can't say it.
so
I take it back.
Now, you believe in the sovereign wealth fund?
I believe the sovereign wealth fund is a good idea.
All right.
I believe it's a good idea. Listen to me. You might believe it. The fight that the COI having and trying to express it and trying to push is reasonable. They've been doing it Something they're saying that is exaggerated.
Yeah.
Something they're saying that maybe untruth. But some of the things that they're saying are good. And the Baymen should listen to it, do some research, and make sure the information is correct and support it. And support it.
Yeah.
But you don't swallow every line or singer.
Well, it's called.
Right? Because if you come up with an idea and say, Johnson, I need you to go COI and I give you $100,000 a year, right? Now, hold on. Number one, Aragonite ain't valued like that no more. Aragonite is valued that kind of money when the former late Prime Minister, Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram, Pillen was the Prime Minister. When the former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram was Prime Minister, when the former Prime Minister then started drilling down when the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie was Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Aragonite don't value that no more. You value, no, that's what I'm saying. Right? Just what you catch what I'm saying. So when a fella come to you and say, I give you $100,000 a year as a payment, that may be happening with you, but that ain't gonna happen because I know Aragonite. So that's why the baby's gonna be very careful.
No, but where we live, right? They just overhead space, airspace, right? That's a product for Southern Mill. You inside the sand business, that's a product for Southern Mill, right? Aragonite, we still selling Aragonite. It's a product for sand for that. We still giving Crown land out to foreigners. That's another cash injection to each island. Because if we give $100,000 and 100,000 acres in Mayagüana or the Igu, whatever it is.
10,000 acres.
10,000 acres, right? If that ever came off the ground, every profit that they got, there should have been 1 or 2 cents to that island, right? Mm-hmm. Sovereign Wealth Fund, right? Salt, Sovereign Wealth Fund. Cascarilla Bark, Sovereign Wealth Fund. This ain't hard to figure out, This population small. When you take away the residency to our expats, the population gets smaller. Albany get a whole ton of people living about there who get residency. Life-Key get a ton of people who get residency. Baker's Bay get a ton of people, and then you get the different islands where a ton of people of wealth live throughout this country.
Norman's Key,
right?
all them.
So when you look at it, the COI have a message, a good message. Their delivery is not good. They're not giving people information, and so you get because I have explained this over and over because I've been studying this Norway Sovereign Wealth Fund and other countries who are doing good for their citizens. The $100,000 is not far from it, If you look at where we are.
But you even listen now. Right.
Yeah, it's look where we are.
All right, listen to me. What you selling to give 100? See, you got to be straight up with that.
I just give you, but sell.
Yeah, but it's no. Okay, all right. I mean, clear something for you right now. I'm in the sand business.
Yeah.
Right? Sand business. I dread sand. I sell sand around Waukee. Right? Sand is $25 a ton. Right? It costs you about anywhere between $17 to $19 in cost to get sand out of Waukee. So if you sell for $25, you make about anywhere between $5 to $8 you make after you make the money the cost. After you cover costs, you make about $8.
Government have a tax on that?
Yeah, you have to pay. You have to pay what? And you have to pay tax at the end of the year, royalty.
Yeah.
So the government make money of it, right? Now, for years, I've been saying, let the government, let we bring the sand to the government, and let the government have the to sell it so they can manage it and make more of it.
Yeah.
They've been in the business before when they had the H.O. Ferguson, the Ronald J. Williams, them, right? They sell sand on Malcolm Bar. You remember that?
Yeah.
Right. The government gave it up because it was too costly, right? Private individuals being in to do it. I mean the cost change, and the government have unlimited resources, right? Because the government governments in countries like this is set up as a collection agency from a citizen, put it together, and then disperse it to how they want it.
Yes.
When you's a private citizen like me, who started working at the age 15, right? Never had a daddy, never inherited nothing, and start from scratch saving up and buying one equipment at a time. The same money you make it, the same money you gotta use. I don't know treasury to get money from.
Yes.
I don't have no foreign investor or no stock market to get money from. You understand? So I don't have unlimited resources. So when I bring someone in, it's only a limited amount I can make. Fuel costs so high.
Yes.
Every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you gotta buy $10,000 worth of fuel, and that's only 2,000 gallons, right? We don't have duty free on fuel. We don't have an exception like how some foreigners their agreement. You have foreigners in this country today, Dario Tirelli, who exempted from paying what?
Yep.
I was a Bahamian
Yep.
from South Andres, and I still gotta pay what? All my businesses, any I buy, I gotta pay what?
You get hundreds of millions of dollars companies in this country, though, domicile in this country. We don't have no debt tax. I saw in the papers huge billionaire probably deceased. I was shocked. His son was the one who had the hotel down Cable Beach. I wonder, there's no debt tax to him. They come in here to die. I always wonder what Sean Connery was when he died. He died in the Bahamas. Simple things we could do to solve this country need to. But the cost of living.
Listen, we elect politicians, Dario Tirelli, who fear change, who lazy, who care, who listen to me. Let me tell you this. You know how long for years I know this year will make me 14 years on the radio, right? More than 14.
Yeah, more than 14.
When I start, when Brown walked across the floor,
long
and I was in 2010,
yeah.
right? Or 2011, 2010. And it's 2025.
Yeah.
Right, watch this. For years, I've been rowing and agitating for income tax, where the burden of tax on the black, poor people in this country get eased up.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you see, they're for them, right, can say whatever they want to say, but they had a prime opportunity to start to fix the system. But they fear change, and they're the persons who are not progressive thinkers. Let me tell you why. They read a letter, and if I incorrect, someone can call in 326-8255. I think you can call. Don't mind, it's the first show back. I think you can call 326-8255, 326-8255, 322-3633, 322-3633. Listen to me.
You remember I told you the process of elimination why I vote?
Just
give me another reason why not to vote for these clowns.
Let me finish this thought.
Just give me another reason.
Dare for them write a letter to the rich people in life to keep.
Yeah.
Tell them, listen, man, you all need to start carrying a portion of the burden of tax in this country. They tell that cabinet, dare for them cabinet, go sit, get from here. Don't come back. They run them. They're the cabinet in this country. Dare for them was the cabinet government. And the people in life keep run them like chickens.
I will cancel every citizen residency.
No, you can't do that.
96 hours. 96 hours.
No,
listen,
the late great Celine Oscar Pillin, right? Some people would answer, let me tell you why. Go back. History don't play no. But the late great Celine Pillin give the judge, tell him by 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Don't be in this country by 6 p.m. And that fault me. Look, see, they are real leaders. The great late Celine Pillin was a real leader. He was a real leader. Dr. Minutes and half of them cabinet cohorts, right? They send a letter like he. They know they ain't serious. They just pump faking, their chest puff up. Oh, you all need to pay you on. But get from here. But the dummies.
We get Albany.
Yeah.
I saw something over a year ago. Of the 2,100 billionaires around the world, 3/4 get some tied to the Bahamas. You know how much money in this country is circulating through this country, right? This country easy to fix. I always look at the Bahamas as a gated community. If I want to live in a gated community where there's Laifigi, Albany, or even Old Fort Bay, or even in the back of Bacardi, I gotta pay a little more. I gotta pay monthly fee just to get through the gate. Me and my family, right? So to live in the Bahamas, you gotta be paying a little more than me. And this is how I look at the Bahamas. But these clowns who been running this country for 30 years and plus, don't see it like that. They get so excited when they sit down in front of white people, but they go and they give, how you can negotiate the worst part of the deal when you own the land. It still baffles me. So, but it tells me their pocket are being full.
We don't have a record.
They don't give a hoot about
Listen, history don't play no. history have shown that the Bahamas been a country where we negotiate from weakness.
Yeah.
Right? See, if you listen, right? They got all right. They have them pick 17 candidates, right? You name 3 of them who history is shown that they have run business so successfully, and they have employees right now today, and they help their country this time. You name 3. I put it out to the phone, you wouldn't get a call. Maybe one.
That goes to both
you might get a call.
That goes,
3, 2, 6,
that
8,
goes
2,
to both
5.
parties.
No, but I'm just saying.
That goes to both
I
parties.
want to show you any no candidates here. Yeah, for them to need 17.
Yeah, but we have candidates who they're now in cabinet who never was successful in playing this.
But we listen me.
But they'll leave Parliament rich.
They leave rich?
They will leave rich, right? And let me tell you, if you look at the divide, who we getting? And see, you got blames, you got blames too. These people come to your door and you don't ask them questions.
You take us 5 good break.
We vote for party so much.
If they 30, listen, let me come back, right?
Yeah.
And see, it's like how you say it's a simple fix. Let me tell you why I agree with you with that particular statement. When you have a politician will go on national radio and tell you when little children listening to the radio and tell you say 51 and 49 70, they can take a question break. When we come back, we continue our conversation back. This is the first day back, and the same thing, fire and light inside here. Take our first break, we come back and continue. My conversation with my good friend, Dario Tirelli. In the seat tonight, Primetime, Independent Thinker. Back live at the Great Show 11 Nation. This is Primetime Independent Thinker. My name is Marlon Owen Johnson, aka Independent Thinker. I'm back. I'm back. Thank God for being back. I'm back in the chair. My good friend tonight, as usual.
Let me give you
co-host Dario Tirelli in the chair.
Let me give you another sovereign wealth fund.
Go ahead.
You're not in the export business, right? I ship profit out of this country every year. Each container value $1 million easy. Crawfish, right? That's another sovereign wealth fund. I could go over and over. There's a scientist, a female scientist, that discovered that one of the seaweed or something could fight cancer. They were trying to get a copyright. If you remember, a couple of years ago, I think it was under the FLM, they were trying to pass the copyright law, the reinforce it. This government said the same thing. I think Wayne Munro talked about that and Ryan Pinder. To reinforce the copyright law. Listen, this country is a jewel if we go.
No, we have no. Listen to me. And prejudice might think I off the wall, right? Because sometimes I do go far fetched, right? If we run the Bahamas as a business, see, some ideas that I had for years ago. I write out how I think the education system, transport system with the taxi, one man, one plate, and many things could change, but they refuse to change it because they're lazy. In order for you to affect an effective change, it's hard work, right? And you will have stumbling blocks, you will have hiccups and stuff, but you gotta be prepared. You gotta have a proper plan.
Answer me why there's no national lobby. What you think? You educated, you intelligent, you been around long enough on this earth.
I
You
don't
see
know
the
50.
results.
I don't know 50.
You see the results of other countries benefiting, right? We get 11.2 million people came in this country last year. Imagine you come up on a cruise ship, 3/4 come on a cruise ship, and from the harbor, early in the morning when it's still dark, you can see a big sign saying "Lottery in Paradise," right? And then you come into the airport. Soon as you come out of your plane, walking in the terminal, video upon video showing money, and every guest spend dollar, just $1. That's $11 million more a year. You answer me this, and you see why I telling you I voting based on the process of elimination. Why there's no national lottery in this country?
Well,
You tell me why.
no.
Use your pseudo intellectual reasoning to me.
Listen to me. The people will vote for a national lottery.
Yeah, but tell
So
me
you
why
got
now.
more votes.
Tell me now why after
I can
3
tell
and
you
a half
now,
years
I can
there's
tell
no
you now.
national lottery.
Listen to me. We had more votes.
Yeah.
We had more votes in the, what do you call that?
Referendum?
That was no referendum. That was not a referendum. That was opinion poll.
Opinion poll.
Right.
All right.
In the opinion poll, we had more votes voted. People supported a national
National
lottery.
lottery?
But they did the one who had the less vote.
Yeah.
It's the country we live in.
So all right. So let's go again to the process of elimination, right?
Yes, sir.
See, we gotta look at this critically. Why? I paying more to travel from here to Miami than someone travel from Miami to New York. Something gotta be wrong with that. The line of 40-foot container on this dock
326-8255.
is $1,400.
Hmm?
The line, the same 40-foot in Jamaica is less than $400. See, I eliminating persons who are not fixing my country. You understand? That's one. You know why I vote for Michael Bendard? I say it emphatically now. He's from my generation.
That's why you want to
Pure and simple. I just explained a couple process of elimination. I got support.